Glowing shovel, zombie spawner. I mean, hello, minions. I know I already posted the video called Operation Deadfall Finale, so you're wondering maybe why I'm posting this as well, a post-finale Operation Deadfall video. But I think, especially after major construction projects, I'm going to try and post a shut up zombie, a video like this, where I essentially go over the final design and layout of what we created. So maybe if someone got tired of watching me bumble through like 4 or 5 parts of Operation Deadfall, they can pick up this video and see what we did, so that they just are all caught up. And I've even added a couple of minor things since then. So let's start with, I guess we'll just go through the design here. So first is what we did is found a zombie dungeon, and it's got this zombie spawner in it, and we dug out a room for them to spawn in that we closed off, and in the corner we put a source water block that pushes them towards the opposite corner, so that it can push to this elevator. And the reason we're doing a water elevator is because we want the zombies to drop and get injured so we can hit them, because you have to hit a mob for it to drop experience when it dies, otherwise it just drops its loot. And we want XP. And, oh, my XP is at level 6 right now because I built this drop shaft to get down here quickly, and I didn't dig it deep enough. You'll have already seen that probably in a project video. I didn't dig it deep enough, and the first time I tested it, I died and lost like 40 friggin' levels. But I've got this XP grinder, so it's going to take me about, I don't know, I bet you in about 3 hours I could probably get those levels back, which, you know, it's not 3 hours of playing. It's turn this on, go play Battlefield or something, and come back and murder them. I've been standing here actually probably about 30, maybe 40 minutes, and by the time we're done looking at this design, it'll probably be a good hour or more of zombies up there that we'll be able to harvest, so I'll show you that. But yeah, the room design is really simple, just a room. I actually think we're losing efficiency on this design, because I think what I read is that a spawner can spawn mobs within 8 blocks of it, so we should have made that a much bigger room to do like to maximize how many zombies it could spawn, because it spawns between 1 and 4 zombies, I think, on each cycle, which varies between 10 and 40 seconds or something like that. If we'd made the room bigger, there would be more opportunity for the larger numbers of zombies to spawn. Right now it spawns 1 and 2 at a time, so it's not as efficient as it could be. We found that other zombie dungeon, and I may make a project video out of building a optimized XP grinder out of it. But we're complete with Operation Deadfall. This works, it's effective, and I'm happy with it. One of the major, it's a minor revision, but a major improvement is I lowered the this lift shaft. I lowered it down 1 more block, so now it's only 2 blocks off the floor of the dungeon, you see there. And then I've got a water block kind of out in the open right there. And what this does is it stops the clogs that I was having before, where the zombies were getting right next to the first block and getting kind of stuck jumping. And another zombie would have to spawn to push them up. By lowering it down here and bringing that water source block down, kind of floating, you know, held in by those signs, I have stopped the clogging issue, which was, again, a minor problem, but this, you know, we're going for the best design. So I also hollowed out the mine shaft there, or the elevator shaft there, and replaced a lot of it with glass, and we'll go take a look at that now. I also put in this little wall here. You may have seen in a couple of videos where when I was over here, especially when I turned off the mob spawner in here, that I would get zombies randomly kind of spawning out here, and then they would come and like punch me randomly. So I built this little doorway, and it's a little brighter in here to keep that from happening, so that when I, you know, leave my guy here and walk away for an hour, hour and a half, I don't have to worry about a zombie walking up and beating me to death when I'm not looking. So that's what that's for. There's the drop shaft, which I'll show you as well. You guys saw in the project video we put in the staircase. Now, I was going to make this all out of glass, which is why we mined so much sand, which was, I guess, kind of a boring waste of time. But when I started putting it in, I realized that there's that threshold for how far you can hear zombies. I realized that let me get out of here so they can't hear. that I didn't need to replace the whole thing because it was kind of pointless, and plus it would have been too complicated. And this is effective enough. I mean, I'm not going to be, this is all aesthetic. I don't really need to see the zombies as I'm going up. But since I can, it's a nice little touch. And plus, the important part was the viewing chamber. So making sure that I put glass up here and then inside that drop chamber so I can actually at least watch the zombies as they start to go up. So I'll know, when they're getting loaded. Because before, this wall was completely dark, and I kind of just had to listen for zombie growls and think, oh, maybe they're up there now. I don't know. I'd like to figure out a mechanism that would light like a redstone torch and tell me when it's loaded. But it's, it's unnecessary. Whenever I use this, I'll probably just leave it there for an hour, and I know that one will get in there. But here, hopefully you can still hear me over this. By the way, I got a new microphone. Hopefully it's better. Oh god, they're so loud. There's so many of them. Yeah, I made this all glass here. Now, if one's coming up, I don't know if one's spawned over down there. I suppose we could have followed it up so you can see it, the mechanism actually work. You know what? Just for those curious. Oh, here we go. So we see the zombie coming up, and he comes up here, and this walkway is from the bottom where the water flow is to up here is 2 blocks. God, they're loud. And that keeps them from jumping, so they push really neatly down in the holding cylinder. If I can get enough. Oh my god, it's so loud. Ah, look at all the zombies. So yeah, they all get crushed into their infinite pool. Okay, let me get down from here. Ah, they're so loud. So that allows them all to stack up, and again, I mentioned this before, but I want this video to stand on its own merit as a complete kind of design. But the way that the spawner works is it only spawns zombies if you're within 16 blocks of it. So when we're at the top there, I'm not close enough for this to force it to spawn, so I have to be down here. But also, if there are more than, I think, 6 mobs within 16 blocks of this spawner, it will stop spawning new mobs. So if we were to say just lift them straight up and then let them drop straight down without holding them in that holding cylinder, then when there are 5 or 6 down here, it would stop spawning. So I wouldn't be able to just walk away. I'd have to constantly stay here and hit the zombies. This holding cylinder, the holding chamber up there, allows me to walk away and come back to harvest them later. Now, let's look at the wiring for what I've got here. I've put in this gravel as just a temporary door. I can't really put a door here because it's a minor thing, but it annoys me when I flip this switch, it opens the door. And I thought that fence gates weren't operated by switches, that you couldn't operate them with redstone. Maybe it's you can't operate them with redstone, but you can with switches. So I put a couple of fence gates in here, but that switch still opens the gate, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, so here's the mechanism here. We've got XP and loot only, and what this does is XP mode keeps this platform up to the top, and loot mode drops, pulls back 2 spots here. So see how that's 2 spots deeper, and because of the way the zombies are being held up there, those extra 2 spots cause them to die. And the reason it's 2 spots instead of 1 spot is because of the zombies jumping up there, or their ability to jump. I couldn't efficiently make them drop the full, I think, 23 blocks every time. Sometimes they would jump up and then drop 24 and die. So I think there are 22 up there, so if they jump, they fall 23. So I have to drop this 2 blocks to make sure I kill all of them. And so that's what that is. And operate and collect. When I put it in collect, what it does is it pushes this top piston, and technically the one right underneath it, forward to push loot towards me, right? And what it also does is when I've got it in kill mode, where the loot drops down there, then this collection here pushes the loot forward into this water stream, which then gets carried forward to me so I can collect it. So that's that. I'm not going to flip this switch because that's what's holding all the zombies. That's hold and drop mode. I put in these chests so that I can hold all the rotted meat I get, and I put a bunch of stone swords in here because these will get me a 1-hit on all the zombies. So I just build a bunch of them. They're cheap. They cost me, nothing to build them. And I'll grab 4 or 5 of those when I'm ready to harvest all of these. It's very laborious work. I also have to make sure I have food because I will starve from beating all the zombies to death. When a more efficient way of doing it involves using like splash potions, but we haven't been to the Nether yet to get a blaze rod to make a brewing table. But okay, I wanted this XP to be up here, which is why I have this inverter here, so that redstone torch inverts the signal. So you see there, technically this switch is off, which means this wire is on, and when this is on, this goes off, and that's what controls the pistons. But we'll show you. So here, this wire wires up to this second piston, and there's 3 pistons stacked here. 1, 2, 3. And the way redstone to pistons works, this is a 4th piston, by the way. If you power a piston, and the wire has to be going directly into it, it powers that piston and the piston below it, which is kind of a quirk, which makes it somewhat efficient unless you want to do specific things, and it's kind of a pain. So yeah, so when you turn on that switch, the reason it moves both of those pistons back is because it powers this one and that one together. So flipping that makes both blocks move. Now the way we have collect work, and I'll turn this off to make it more clear, is when that flips, it moves the top 2 piston, or I guess it moves all 3 of them, doesn't it? Yeah. It pushes all the pistons forward. Because it's this wire here, and it goes into this piston, and this other wire controls the water flow, and we'll show you that in a sec. But this one goes all the way up to here and powers that piston and that piston. And why does that 3rd piston come forward? I don't know if it powers that adjacent because it's in collect mode, but if I turn this off, I'm a little surprised that 3rd piston does that, but it may be because of this piston being powered there. And what that is that's our collection water flow, right? So the way it works is this extra wire that I split off goes to an inverter here, so that this piston is active when that's off, and that pushes that block into place. These are all sticky pistons, by the way, and holds this water block, which I'm using this sign to hold it in place, in this block. So it holds that closed, so when I flip this switch to on, these pistons, or this piston moves forward, and this piston moves back. That's what this inverter does. So that's where we get that that water flow. Right there. Yeah. Operate XP mode. So yeah, that's that. And I like this. I put glass here so we can see the zombies drop, which I think you guys really enjoy. And as more of them are still spawning. So like I said, as I'm explaining this, they're still happening. They're still spawning. But let's take a peek at my wiring. Now this goes to the drop chamber, right? And I want to block that back up. Hopefully I've got a path up there, but essentially this is just a spiral of redstone wire, because this is the easiest way to transfer power vertically. But yeah, this is just a spiral of redstone wire, and I think redstone can transfer power 15 or 16 blocks before the signal degrades and it doesn't transmit anymore. So these redstone repeaters repeat the signal. God, the zombies are loud. And transfer it up. So let's follow this and I'll get to the piston. Oh, they're all in here. More repeaters. So loud. Some crafting tables from when I was building this. Now here, this went to an inverter, and I did that so that I could have the switch operate. Oh god, the way I wanted it to. Kind of glitching through there. Those repeaters are on a delay, and this is the sticky piston. Good god, they're loud. That pushes that block underneath where the zombies drop to rest. So that's 3 blocks below the water stream. And that sticky piston holds that block in place. So when we flip that switch, that'll retract and the zombies will fall. Let us go down here now and stop the zombies. They're so loud. Oh my god, I hope you guys could actually hear that. That is so loud. So many zombies there. Boom, boom. So yeah, that eat bread is the design. That's the full design. And before I harvest this, just in case I've tested this, it's 3 deep, so I should not die again. I have faith I will not die again. So I'm going to show you guys the drop shaft, and then we're going to harvest some XP. Just so you can see how it works. You can, I'm pretty close to the drop shaft here, so you can hear me going by it. Be right back, guys. And they shouldn't despawn unless I go outside of like a couple hundred blocks from them. Oh, it's nighttime. Oh, I hope a creeper doesn't come along here. We'll make this quick. Here I got 2 trap doors. This one I recessed one just so I know that I'll drop when I hit this button. This button will activate this trap door, and boom! Yahoo! Whoa, that was some lag because I went past all those zombies. There you go. Survival. Booyakasha. So it's a faster way down here than leaving outside and coming down all these stairs, which still are there. That staircase is intact. But that's the quick way down. So what do you say we get us some XP? And this is, again, gonna get pretty loud. But, you know, we'll do what we can. We'll start with 4 swords. Hopefully that's enough. If not, we can grab more. I built this other chest mainly because before I built that little door, I built an extra chest just to throw all my stuff in case I got killed. I at least wouldn't lose my stuff. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to flip this switch into drop mode. That piston up there will retract, and all the zombies being held, hey guys, you're not going to make it in time, lucky, will fall here, and we are in operate and XP mode, so they will not die. So let's go. Whoa, that's a lot of zombies. Okay, this is loud, so we're just going to start killing them. Watch that XP go. And since we're low in the XP levels, these levels will go up quickly. It's kind of a, I don't want to say exponential, maybe logarithmic expansion as you rank up. It takes more rank to get up, kind of like Call of Duty. As your rank gets higher, it takes more to rank up. Wow, is this loud? Sounds loud to me. I may just have my headset turned up too much. Could be. But, yeah, get some XP. Now, if you use a splash potion from a brewing stand, you can kill a lot of them at once, and there's currently a bug in the way the XP works. So if you do that, and collect so much XP at once that it kind of tricks the leveling system into using the level you're at as the starting point for all the levels you will gain. So if it's going to take, you know, 7 XP orbs to get from level 2 to 3, then, and, you know, where normally it would take, you know, 50 to get from 40 to 45 or something like that, and I'm just pulling those numbers out of the air, a splash potion would make so that as you gather those, every level takes 7. And that's a good way to rank up, but again, we can't do that yet, so essentially from the same amount of zombies, instead of getting, you know, 20-something levels, I would get, you know, 40 or 50. But, you know, it's all a matter of just waiting. Okay, it's getting quieter. That means we've almost got them. Oh, wow, that was loud and hectic. And see how that's back there and I can't get to it? So now we can flip the switch, and it pushes that loot to us. Look at that. Instant loot. And now, since there are several that... What are you doing up there? Get down. Get down. What is his problem? Oh, well. Now, since I know a couple more have loaded up in there... Oh, sorry. We'll put this into loot mode just so you can see it. And, yeah, there you go, buddy. And now these few that are loaded up there that drop will just die. Boom. Deadness. And drop some rotten meat there. Collect mode. Pushes it forward. Water stream catches it. And boom. We got it. So that... And then here I've got my chest for all this nasty rotted flesh. That's why I really want a skeleton spawner, like find a skeleton zombie, skeleton dungeon, because one of these with skeletons wouldn't just drop all this relatively useless rotten meat. It would drop arrows and bones, and that would be awesome. But yeah, oh, let's put this back into XP mode. And so yeah, that is it. That's the full design for Operation Deadfall, the dungeon XP grinder collection area. So, ooh, I forgot to put the dirt back in here. That's what I was going to do. Bloop. So yeah, I hope that was a satisfactory explanation of the full design there. Hopefully that'll help you to recreate it if you wish. And again, like I said, if I do a project where I use that other dungeon to build another XP grinder, then I will be sure to let you guys know. See that mechanism in work there? I'll be sure to, and if it's more optimized than that one, I'll be sure to post a video similar to this about it. And yeah. So stone item. I gotta put this down in my stone storage. I've expanded this a little bit. Cobblestone. Not sure what I'm gonna put in here yet. All that redstone I've gathered is stacking up. Dirt. And so yeah. So let's put the cobbles in there. That'll expand as we need more stuff to store, but yeah, okay. That is the full design of Operation Deadfall. So actually, we will use this as an opportunity to... Operation Deadfall is complete. Okay, and I've posted the video for the finale video, so you guys should be starting to leave feedback on what you guys want next. So we will see what comes of that, and then the next video you see from me should be the start of our next operation. Yeah, unless I do a project video, which, you know, whatever. Okay, peace out, fellas of minions. Blarg.